Hey. I'm Steven, and this is my friend Matt. And today we'll be reviewing the trailer for Ant-Man, which was just released yesterday. So what do you think about it?
Well, I think, first of all, Michael Douglas is super old.
Yeah, he's getting there.
But seriously, they didn't really build up any hype. They showed us a bunch of stuff we already kind of knew what was.
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely feel you. My thing with that is like I see where you're coming from. Where it felt like they kind of tried to do the Star Wars 7 thing,
Yeah.
where that trailer showed us a bunch of stuff that we already knew has been in Star Wars before. It wasn't any surprise except for that lightsaber thing, but they have a bigger fan base than Ant-Man.
Yeah.
90% of people I feel like don't even know that Ant-Man exists.
Yeah, like the Ant-Man gas mask is not the Millennium Falcon.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. And so like without that big of a fan base, I feel like what they tried to do just kind of like flopped a little bit. Not to say that it was all bad. I did like the scene where he rode on the Wasp,
yeah.
where he jumped on that, and then also I thought the costume looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt.
The Ant-Man costume I felt like would be a really hard one to take into real
Yeah, I
life.
think they do a good job of making it look realistic.
Yeah.
And not too cartoony.
For
Like kind of
sure.
like they did with Thor, you know, that big old helmet. They kind
Right.
of make it look
Not anything like Green Lantern with the
Yeah,
CGI mask
not-
and stuff.
not all in your face with it.
No, that was terrible.
Yeah.
And then also, I will say that I really love the monologue, Michael Douglas's monologue.
Yeah.
How it just kind of like showed that it's a deep movie. It's not just kind of. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy had a couple moments, but a lot of it was really lighthearted.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping that they do with this.
Yeah, I've heard it's going to be like, from this point forward, it's going to be more emotional. Like Ant-Man and then Avengers going to be darker, and then you got the side splitting and Civil War coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I do like Michael Douglas, and it's kind of more, they're bringing older actors in there. It's kind of bumping up with the young guys. So they had Robert Redford was in Captain America, and now you got Michael Douglas in there. It's going to be kind of up in the ante with the acting there. So I thought it was kind of not really silly at the end, kind of bad to bash the name. Paul Rudd was all like, "Hey, I want to change the name here." He didn't like Ant-Man.
Yeah, I definitely see that. But like for me, what that did was it showed the possibility of like they're taking it lightly, just knowing what it is, and I think if it's done right, that could be really cool. Like how I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy knew
Yeah.
no one knew
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, they were like Star-Lord, and they're like, "Who?" Like,
Yeah, like that kind of thing. That's what I kind of heard from it. Hopefully it's done well.
yeah.
But yeah, it could definitely kind of crash and burn if the movie takes too much liberty with knowing what it is, I guess.
They don't really show a lot of the background characters, so you kind of see little glimpses of who Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket's going to be the bad guy in the new movie, and then there's a character. It's the girl Evangeline Lilly. She was in The Hobbit. She had red hair. She has kind of like a coconut head haircut going on in this one. But they show her. She was the Wasp in the comic books, but they kind of don't really show them that much. Maybe just because it's the teaser trailer. They kind of show you who Yellow Jacket is. He's the mean bald guy. That's always the bad guy. So
Definitely always the bad guy.
yeah. So we're not really sure how it's going to tie into the other stuff yet because we haven't seen the Avengers yet and we haven't seen this yet.
Right.
And so we've been hearing rumors that it's going to bring some older characters in like Howard Stark and Alexander Pierce. That's Robert Redford.
Yeah,
And,
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter. Yeah.
Peggy Carter. That is also that I could definitely see that happening just because of the connection between the premiere of Carter and the Ant-Man trailer. The fact that they did them at the same time. Obviously Marvel, so they could.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you wanted to look into that, it's definitely possible that means she could make an appearance in like maybe a flashback or something like that.
Yeah.
In Ant-Man for sure.
Yeah. Maybe like a post credits or even like a kind of an intro thing.
So overall, I mean, obviously we've talked about things we like, things we didn't like. How do you feel overall about the trailer, like as far as the hype that it created?
Well, I am going to give this Pro Bowl hype. right after the championship series, which will be the Age of Ultron, but right before Civil War, which is your Super Bowl, Pro Bowl. You're gonna watch it, but you might not be that excited for it.
All right, all right. And I actually would give this a 10th birthday rating. You know how when you're 10, you know, you're really pumped to get double digits. But once you get there, you kind of realize you've got a ways to go before you actually get any benefits out of it. And I think that actually could be exactly what Ant-Man is. Where you like it at first, you're really pumped about it, it gets you excited. But once July's over, you know, you realize that you've got a long way to go before it actually gains any significance as far as fan base and things like that. So
yeah, so we'll watch and we'll see how Paul Rudd does. You know, Michael Douglas is gonna do a good job.
yeah, and we'll definitely be keeping track, and we'll let you guys know as soon as we see it what we think about it. I have some pretty decently high hopes for this movie. I think Paul Rudd could do a good job. We'll see if he's another Ryan Reynolds from Green Lantern. But in the meantime, we've got some more filming to do. So if you like this video, if you like my face, then feel free to stick around. I make tons of them so you can see me all the time. He'll be here quite a bit too. Anytime that we can get together and talk is great. So yeah, stick around for sure. And till next time, see ya.